A bunch of butthurt men. No.
That's a dog.
Nah, I'm playing.
They be like what it be like you already know what it is. It's your boy Calvin Lightmy Way, and this is Cut the Noise, growing through conversation. Today, we're gonna have a slightly different conversation. I'm here with my brother Mike. What's going on, G?
What up? What up?
And we're gonna talk about the quote unquote red pill manosphere and why I think it is dying. You with it?
I'm with it.
All right. Today, man, for those people that don't know, the manosphere is primarily a man-driven, man media, predominantly African-American manosphere. And then you have the greater manosphere that had started on YouTube a while back, okay? A lot of people have been introduced to it through like the Kevin Samuels of the world. During his time, his rise, and ultimately his demise, God rest his soul, a lot of people have been introduced to this information, but since his death, the manosphere kind of changing up a little bit, bruh.
Yeah. Probably because they feel like they need a leader or something, somebody.
Right. So, in your opinion, without getting too deep right off the jump, could you explain, in your viewpoint, what the manosphere is?
A bunch of butthurt men. No.
That's a dog.
Nah, I'm playing. Oh. Nah, I don't know. I don't pay a lot of attention to it, but I look at it here and there.
Yeah.
But I do see the good in. To me, it's just like you said, it's like predominantly, of course, it's for the men, but I feel like it's just a community of men who are trying to understand women and understand how to better themselves, and especially in like modern times. You know what I mean? And there's flaws within the philosophy and certain things, but I mean, I could see the pros and cons of it. You know?
Yeah.
So
absolutely. I feel like, in a sense, on it short form, I feel like it's a playbook in a sense to like, because when I came up, I got like older siblings or whatever, but my older brothers was so much older than me.
yeah,
I won't get no advice from them cats. You see what I'm saying?
right.
Like they was out living their life when I'm coming up around my teenage years. So what I did, I was looking at, back then they had dating shows.
Yeah.
Like Blind Date. They had, where you see like how different dudes dealt with women.
Right.
You see how cats get up there, they ain't got no game. Then you look at stuff like The Real World, Road Rules. These
Flavor Love.
Oh God. No. I say Flavor Flav is an ugly brother.
I don't know. You
My
know
man
they got paid for that.
Bread.
Love you, Flavor, but hey,
I ain't even gonna say I love you.
yeah, respect.
Bruh, respect to you for making that paper. Going on a dating show when you had a baby mama wife who you was with. I'm just saying that's game. For the check, it won't.
That was it was for the money.
That was not real. Anyway, during those times, brothers was getting information through these dating shows. You know what I mean? Then whenever YouTube and jump pop, it's a lot of this pickup artists came out.
Right.
Cats was trying to teach brothers and guys and young men how to get women. In other words, how to understand what they was up to, how to communicate, how to bag something. Okay. After that, it kind of started devolving. Okay. And it turned into cats just trying to hook up. It won't build a relationship. It won't build a family or none of that. It was just hook up culture. Then whenever YouTube popped big, okay, it was the Kevin Samuels era.
Yeah.
This dude, I feel like he took it to a different level. His delivery, his attitude, his bravado, that's the high value man jump.
Yeah.
You talking, you know what I mean? What a rich cat, a high value whoever, how they get women, how they move.
Right.
And a lot of these cats now are saying that that's how men should be. That's bull crap.
Yeah, because that's not the average man.
The average man ain't that. But see, in my opinion, not to be praising, anybody or making somebody out to be God, because ain't nobody that but Jesus. But what Kevin Samuels was to me was actually an advocate for the average man.
Exactly.
Because a lot of women will go on the show, talk that noise about what they deserve or what they wanted, and they all want this, six figures, 6 foot, and, the man, all that. But if you're average and you want above that, you're saying the average ain't good.
Right.
That's why most individuals don't want to say that they are 5, 6, or 7.
Right.
They want to be like an 8, or 9.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't no 10. Okay. And most men can accept that.
Right.
But I feel like he was advocating for the average cat because he brought down the numbers.
Right.
Now, since his passing, we got this next wave. Like you said, these brothers out here looking for a leader. And this dude, Andrew Tate, he is a man, right? Like, he's a former kickboxer, from what I understand, with a pretty great record. A couple belts and stuff like that. And he got bread.
Right.
So that high value thing stick.
Right.
But what he did, he put his own twist on it. And he put his own swag on it. And he ain't talking about building the black family. He ain't talking about, relationships and how you can thrive and love. He talking about how you supposed to move like him. And a lot of these young cats is on it, right?
Yeah.
My thing is right here lately, the manosphere is dying because they're starting to cancel these cats.
Yeah.
They took dude off the internet.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? They deplatformed him.
Right.
And I don't think that's cool.
No.
I don't.
No.
I know that the facade of freedom of speech ain't real.
Right.
Because people deplatform you. They cut you off. They mess with your funds or whatever.
Right.
But my question is, if you cancel somebody, don't you make their voice louder?
Yeah, it's almost like killing somebody for what they believe. You're making them a martyr, you know what I mean? And that just creates followers and legend, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And I mean, Andrew Tate's still here. He had a whole interview after he was canceled. Like, like,
you know why? Because the media wants that bread. You know what I mean? Like, the new currency in this day and time is literal attention.
Pretty much.
If you can get eyeballs, you get attention. Cause see, that's what attention does. It turns into ratings. It turns into views. It turns into ad revenue.
Right.
It's all money, dude. Like, YouTube was made a free platform where people put videos up on. There was no ads. The user experience was dope, right? And then once it had so many eyeballs, it had the market with the visual. Like, they captured attention. Right. Guess what? Now they can throw ads on them. Right. They got the views. They got it. That's YouTube took over television. You can buy YouTube TV now. True. Which is now turning the streaming industry back into cable. Like, you really think? It goes back around because remember, like, cable satellite, you looking at like $70, right? Yeah. That's why they charge for YouTube TV like $60, $70. But cats was cutting the cord, streaming, pirating stuff, watching the free links and all that. Yeah. And then they started cracking down on that. You got the Netflix and all this. Right. Like, attention is king, bro. Yeah. And this dude, Andrew Tate, in the manosphere, because of his attention, he's killing what was made, in my opinion, as a positive. Yeah. Because sometimes I feel like he can be a bit theatrical and like, absolutely, because he do some stuff and say some stuff. It's just like, he's just doing it for the attention. Clicks. You know what I mean? For the attention. So it's like, and there's some substance to some things he say, but it's wild. It's a little bit of meat and a bunch of chicken broth. That's all it is, dog.
Drinking that juice.
Yeah, I'm drinking this soup
right
till I get to the meat and make it feel like I got a lot more than I really do.
Right.
But the truth is, bro, men do need an outlet. Men do need a voice. Men do need a quote unquote leader.
They do.
On an individual level, because once you get into this Christ mentality or this Moses mentality where you're looking for an outside leader from yourself, you're really giving away your power.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a believer. I believe, your faith and whatever your religious belief is. I feel like you should follow that and go live your life. But as far as following an individual man on this earth as your quote unquote leader, you set yourself up for failure. Because what every person will do at some point is failure. They will disappoint you. They will break your heart. They will. That's just how it works.
That is.
But when it comes to like dating advice, right? When let's go back to like high school. What were your sources? Where did you glean that?
My brothers. Right. My brothers, and that won't
great. It won't great. It won't too far from Andrew Tate.
Exactly. Maybe not as crazy, but yeah.
Nah, we ain't had no bread.
Exactly, but if we did, now if y'all did. Yeah. Nah, but that was it. Yeah, so.
But see, that's the thing. It's like a community. If you don't build your community in the real world, you're gonna look for a community online.
Yeah.
And whenever you go online, in a sense, you can be influenced or even be duped into tricking or joining radical beliefs. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because as you said earlier, you said. There's a lot of butthurt people.
I blame it on me. I said it.
Nah, there's butthurt brothers out here.
There is, man.
That somebody broke their heart.
There is.
You know what I mean? And I'm speaking as a brother that had his heart broken before. But the thing is, you can't allow the fault of one person to kill your palate for the opposite sex.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because the way I hear some of these guys talk, it's almost like, but you have a mother. Like, what if that was your mother being treated like that? You know what I mean? What if you have a daughter? Are you going to allow her to be treated like that?
Right.
So it's almost like they have this disdain for women. And they can say they don't, but that's why I said it almost seems that way, because it's like it's always the female's fault.
Yeah.
And I get like females do a lot of stuff and they have a lot of power in regards to who sleeps with them and all that type of stuff. I do agree with that from like the manosphere. Like, a man typically sleeps with who allows him to sleep with him. A female sleeps with who she chooses to. Cause men, we always with it for the most part. But it's like, but at some point we still have to take responsibility and say, I still made a choice to do that. You know what I mean? For her to be open to do that. So like we have a lot of responsibility to take for ourselves. And I do feel like the manosphere touch on that too, but it's more of, okay, as the man responsibility is to, like you were saying earlier, to build yourself up to like the Andrew Tate or Kevin Samuels, so you can be this high value man and get all the women you want and treat them like you want. You know what I mean? That there's no vulnerability or sacrifice or transparency. Like, there's no real relationship. It's just y'all.
It's like a power.
Yeah,
it's power structure.
Yeah, like, but that's not love. That's not what our parents had, our grandparents. You know what I mean? Like, there was mess. There was things. Like, nobody's saying it's gonna be perfect. We understand love isn't a fairy tale. We understand that. But that fairy tale is something to, at least
to aspire.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's not wrong to look at something like that and want it. Because if I understand accepting reality for what it is, you have to do that. But at the same time, just because this is reality, don't mean you can't change it. Heck, for some people, reality is them in the hood, but their dreams is to get out the hood. If they, you know what I mean? Like, exactly. So it's not just because you are somewhere, don't mean you can't hope for better. You know, so we just because we are here and we deal with these male and female problems, don't mean we can't try to change it. Because if we just keep being toxic to one another, it's just gonna create more toxicity.
That's true. So really, what it boils down to is there should be a dialogue between sexes, right? Instead of just quote unquote battle of the sexes, women are superior or men are inferior, or men are superior and women are inferior. Let's meet people where they are, right? Like we're all equal as human beings, right? We do have roles on a general speaking. You know what I mean? Male, female roles. Right. Now there are exceptions to everything. Right. And I think most people can agree to that. Like some women don't care about taking out the trash. They'll take out the trash. They'll cut the grass. That might be something that they find pleasure and enjoying. Right. But most or a higher percentage would rather somebody else do it. Exactly. Right? Exactly. When it comes to the lion's share of the bills, or if we splitting it 50-50, primarily that depends on your socio-economical level. Right. Some men are more traditional and say, well, hell, I handle all the bills. Right. Or I handle the majority or the big bills. Right. You know, and then the wife take the little bills or, you know, whatever. But that's decisions that have to be made through conversation.
And within that relationship. Because just because their relationship is modeled a certain way doesn't mean yours is going to work like that. You know what I mean? Like every shoe don't fit everybody. No. So you don't have to look at somebody else's marriage and say, oh, that's how they doing it, so that's the right way to do it. You know, if that don't work for you, it don't work for you. Right. It's good to look and see the good in it and apply it to your own life if possible. But you know, sometimes you just gotta do away with some stuff.
Yeah, it's like we used to say about chew the meat and spit the bone.
Exactly.
When it comes to relationships, you glean the positive,
right,
and glean the negative. You see the negative, and then you say, you know what, I'm not gonna make those same mistakes. Exactly. I'm not gonna go that route. Exactly. If just an example, if you grew up in a household where the man was physically abusive, right, and you was a child and you saw physical abuse upon your mother, you love your mom. Right. You don't want to see that. There's two options. It's either you grow up and be the abuser, be the exact same thing, or you be the answer. Facts. You be the savior for that your mother should have had.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
And that's personal. That's real personal development. Right. That's whenever you look at your trauma or where you came from and say, why am I having unsuccessful relationships? Or why do I have these thoughts or these negative connotations? Or why am I attracting a certain type of person? Right. A lot of times that's because we are emotionally scarred and we're looking for that same type. Right. Okay. You know how women say, some women, I ain't putting everybody I ain't Tate. I ain't not Kale. You know, I'm Calvin. But it's how some women be like, all men are dogs. Yeah. Right? All men are dogs.
All men ain't
yeah. And the truth is, it's the man that you date ain't or are dogs. Pretty much. You see what I'm saying? And it's because people primarily date types. Yeah, or archetypes. In other words, it's a certain framework that you like. You like people with this amount of tattoos, or they about this height, or they work out, or they don't work out, or they make around this, or he drive this. Okay, so whenever you start putting these benchmarks up, you start to attract a certain type. If you like quote unquote bad boys, guess what?
You're gonna get a bad boy.
Here comes bad behavior.
You're gonna get Will Smith.
Nah, you don't get Will Smith. You don't get Will
Mike
Smith.
Lowry, that's what I meant. That's what
there you go.
Mike Lowry.
So Will Smith might slap somebody else up. But no, in all seriousness though, it's when you're looking for something, there are consequences to said thing. Right. It's like back in the day, Kevin Samuels used to say, high value man don't cheat. They exercise options. If you're dating a man that got an excess of women coming down the pipeline, they coming for him. They want to be with him, and because he got whatever,
and he's the breadwinner and paying for you,
and you ain't got to do nothing. Like, you ain't got your own. you know what I mean? You literally allow an individual to be the head of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you get got to come through this person. Guess what, Suge? I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna do what the hell he wants.
Exactly, because you sitting at home, what, on your phone, doing nothing, being cute.
and I'm not saying that you can't be a housewife and have a dude that love you and care for you, but if your requirements is a certain income level, so that you can live a certain lifestyle, there's going to be a trade-off for that.
Exactly. And most men, that live make that kind of money, they probably gonna cheat. You know what I mean?
Or exercise.
Exercise their
options or whatever you want to call it. But and I'm not saying that all of them do.
Right, and I was about to say that because it's like, it's not impossible for a rich dude to be committed to one woman. I would say, I was about to say faithful, committed to one woman. It's just like you were saying, if they're paying for everything and you really bring nothing to the table, and they have all these options and they're traveling and doing and have multiple businesses and all this stuff, it's like, hey,
they out there. I'm gonna be honest. The wolves are in the street anyway. Think about it. Any individual. I'm gonna speak females. Any female out there right now, I don't care what they look like.
Yeah.
I ain't saying high value.
Right.
I ain't saying 9s or 10s. I'm talking about your everyday average woman.
Yeah.
Somebody will smash right now.
Yeah.
Somebody on the job, somebody down the street, somebody at the gym.
Yeah.
They with it. If they had that, now I'm not saying every guy,
but somebody.
There's somebody waiting on the wings right now. It doesn't matter how faithful she is or how humble she is. There's somebody. There's always some damn body.
Always.
And it's not saying that that's her fault.
Right.
Because it's not.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, they somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And flip the script. For most men, that ain't that option.
That's true.
That ain't that option. Now, brothers look like us, you know.
Yeah, man.
But I'm just saying, you know, because some people are blessed. Some people are relatively attractive, right?
Yeah.
But some people, most people ain't.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And if you are a average man, you are not having the type of engagement on social media or on your phone or on a dating site or whatever, et cetera, that a average woman is having, because there's a lot more dudes out there thirsty.
Exactly. And then with social media, IG and the women posting the thirst traps and stuff, you know. Yeah.
Bro, I remember, like, this is how I feel. This is why I feel old, bro. I remember when social media first popped, right?
Yeah.
And I remember seeing certain chicks, and I would say, that ain't real.
Yeah.
Like, because of my sense of reality.
Yeah.
Because I had did the dating thing without social media.
Right.
I had seen how it worked. I seen how I seen what I could pull.
Yeah.
Right? And then you see a supermodel picture on a basic tailpipe. Bro, that ain't real.
Yeah.
But the mindset for most people now is so diluted with this false reality that people think that it's possible for everybody, male or female, to get a supermodel, super 10, or an NBA athlete or Drake just because you got a couple followers.
Right. And bro, sometimes you got to ask yourself, do you even want that? Because it's like, how much look at the girl you about to date, like how much she crave attention. You know what I mean? If your chick out there craving that kind of attention like that, posting thirst traps all the time for attention, it's like, do you really want that?
Making workout videos, squatting towards the camera.
Right, like
that is not proper form. You are trying to show something.
Exactly, you looking for attention. So I mean, it's one thing to try to do something, you know, on some fun stuff, but you trying to wipe certain things, you know.
No. It's not applicable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like to have a certain. And this is going back to what I said a while ago. A certain level of a certain level of action.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain trade-offs, bro.
Exactly.
If somebody is making the act or doing the act of taking these types of pictures or videos and posting them online, they crave something. There's a sign of that. You know what I mean? It's a warning sign.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want to be with somebody like that? And for the women, do you really want to be with some dude that just want to treat you like a piece of tail?
Exactly.
Like if that's all you are is your physical attributes and you have no real conversation. Right. There is nothing to build off of. There is no emotional attachment.
Right.
What do we have?
Exactly.
I remember when my dad, he talked to me. Your boy was getting ready to settle down. I won't quite there yet. Right? Yeah. And my dad told me, he said, well, you had these girls going back and forth over your house. You better learn how to talk. Yeah. Bro, first thing I'm like, bro, I talk.
Yeah.
That's why they coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not that kind of talk, though.
But he was like, nah, like, you better learn how to talk.
Yeah.
Because one day, all that you got going on ain't gonna be going on.
Exactly.
We'll say the way that thing working and all that and all that stuff, it ain't gonna be like that. Mm-hmm. And when you sitting down with across from somebody that you said you love, and you ain't got nothing to talk about,
right?
Did you ever really love them? Mm-hmm. Is there anything there? And from that point, that's where you get a lot of times where marriages fall the hell apart, because there comes a point in time where people grow, people shift, people change. Right. And when that change comes, it is what it is. Either we're going to grow together or we're going to grow apart.
Type stuff.
And when that happens, you have to be willing to deal with the consequences. Yep. It is what it is.
Yep.
If you're willing to work on it, you can get through anything together.
That's
but
true.
If it ain't two people working and there's one working, 1 times 0 is 0. 4,062,313 times 0 is still 0.
Right.
So don't get it twisted.
I was gonna say something else too in regards to relationships. It's something I heard somebody else say. I seen it on TikTok.
Uh-oh.
I don't know her name.
TikTok.
But if you see this video, shout outs to you. But she was like basically saying there's nothing. She said it in regards to men, but I think it applies to men and women.
Right.
But she said there's nothing you can do to make anybody stay with you. They gonna stay if they want to stay, and they gonna leave if they want to leave. Basically all we can do is our best, because you can be the best husband, you can be the best wife, you can be as faithful as you want to be, but if somebody else don't appreciate that, they gonna cheat, they gonna leave, they gonna you know what I mean, they gonna do what they want to do. So
emotionally check out.
Exactly. So it's like sometimes it's not even that you're doing anything wrong, it's just that they don't want to be a part of the situation. So, but at the same time, you should still be introspective to see what can you do better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should be open-minded enough to say, how can we fix this? Or and communicate, like you were just talking about, like, okay, what's wrong? What is going on? What can I do better so we can continue to move forward? Even though you may not necessarily be the problem or whatever. So, just.
I feel like that's the lack of introspection is the majority of the problems in this world.
True.
When we're talking about social issues, because most people seem to have this point at this outward. We love to point the face. You is you is you is you is them. It's him, it's her.
Right.
Instead of looking internally.
Right.
Because a lot of times in life, we get the energy that we put out. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to sound like I'm esoteric or I know the secrets of life, but I know a little bit. I've done some living, and I ain't saying I know everything, but I'm still learning.
Right.
But the truth is, the energy that you put out into the world is usually what you get back. Yeah. And when it comes to relationships and building, or even in business, if you are a great business partner, you take your job seriously. Yeah. You look for a customer experience, or you try to provide a service on a high level. Guess what? Your customers are gonna feel that whenever they come in, because it's gonna seep in on everything that you do. It's gonna come in through your products or your service. It's gonna come in with your customer service. It's gonna come in with the way you treat your employees, because it's all about giving, right? So obviously, if you give that great service, the customer's gonna give that bread.
Right.
Now flip that. We back into relationships. It's the same deal. If you're putting out that type of energy, he or she or whatever, a tree, however they identify.
Yeah. Hey, a tree put out oxygen.
So if they're not even reciprocating right now, give what you can give. Give your 100, right? And if you give an amped amount of time, I'm not saying it's a week, I'm not saying it's a month, I'm not saying it's years, I'm saying whatever you deem necessary. If you give your 100 and they don't change, or they don't grow to see, or whatever, move on. But if you don't give your all, your 100, your effort, then what's to say that you really tried anything?
Exactly. And what's to say you didn't want this to happen? Because it's like, if you just give up, it's like, dang.
It's like, man, this is what I've been working.
Yeah, I've been more. I just didn't want to do it myself. Right. Like, dang, bro. But yeah, you got to put effort for it, because what's to say it won't change? You know what I mean? So,
and two, bro, it's like the lack of introspection. Like when you look inside, and now I'm speaking for me right now, but when you look inside, when I look inside, I'm searching.
Right.
I'm searching me out.
Right.
I'm looking to become and be the best version of me.
Right.
And if there's something going wrong in my relationship, my marriage, or work relationship, or my business, I'm looking inside.
Right.
And from looking inside, a lot of times that take me to scripture. That take me to my spiritual side, where I got to pray and meditate on a thing.
Right.
And I go to the source. I go to my creator.
Right.
And by doing so, I better me.
Right.
I can't fix her.
Right.
I can't fix them.
Right.
But I can fix me.
Exactly.
And even if things don't shift or shake up like I want it, then let it be God's will.
Exactly. You try and you put forth the effort to change you. And it's like, we can do things to give people that initiative to want to better themselves, or you know what I mean? Like, but you can't make them do anything. You know what I mean? It's like you can better yourself, or you can just do certain things to give people reasons to want to stay in the relationship or do something different, whatever. But you can't force them to do it. You know, you can, as a husband, you can give your wife flowers and tell her she's beautiful every day and all that. And hopefully that's going to make her see and appreciate you as a man and want to be in that relationship more. But there's no guarantee that it's going to work. You know what I mean? You know, it's just,
she might not only like flowers.
Right. You know what I mean? But at least you took the initiative. You know what I mean? Like,
you got to put forth an effort.
Right.
And I feel like that's with anything. It's like what I tell Jay. The way you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
So go all out. Live on 100. You know what I mean? If you're going to be 100% in or 100% out, don't give me no 50-50.
You know what the problem is?
What's that, bro?
A lot of times, like, which, I mean, I know you know this, but I do feel like, because I was watching something the other day, I think it was Abba and Preach. Matter of fact, there was a video of a girl wanting to, she was like with her boyfriend for like 6 years. You seen that video?
I think so.
Yeah, talking about being married and stuff. But like they were saying, it's like people just want the marriage for the show. They don't want, they don't want the nitty gritty stuff. They don't want the work and the effort. They just want the Facebook posts and to get all the likes and the attention. Back the attention.
It's like I hear Eric Thomas say, it's the same vein. He said a lot of motivational speakers, they want what I got, but they don't realize I don't speak all the time. I speak maybe once, twice a week. They just want the highlights. Yeah. They want the Instagram reels. Yeah. They want the posts of being on stage with my hands out with the photographers around. They want that. Right. But they don't want it. They don't want what it takes to get that. Exactly. They don't want the work that it took. They don't want the time, the effort. They don't want the time practicing a speech. They don't want that. Right. And it's the same thing with marriage. It's the same scenario. A lot of people want the wedding. Right. They want the pictures. They want the gown, the dress, but they don't want to deal with the reality. Exactly. Because this is the truth. I'm gonna give you the secret to marriage, right? It's boring. That's it. It's boring. That's what marriage is. Because think about it, when you're dating, you're here, you're there, you're here, you're all over the place, right?
Trying to get this person.
You're trying to figure out. It's new. Everything's new. It's fresh. It's new. It's fresh. After 3 years in a relationship, you know pretty much everything. You literally know everything about that person. You know what they like. You know their dislikes. You know their favorite food. You know what restaurant they want to go to. It gets boring. Okay. The thing about marriage is, it's a routine, especially after you have kids. We do this in the morning. We do this at night. In the middle, you know what I mean? It's a routine. And that monotony makes people bored. And by getting bored, people get fed up. People get lazy. And sometimes people check out before even thoughts of divorce or separation. People just check out. Yeah. Because they're not actively pursuing something else or catering or building something. Because I got you. That's the problem. Right. Because when you feel you got something, you're not working anymore. Right. You know what I mean? And that can cause resentment or even a feeling of being neglected. Now, once you realize, if I'm really going to be married for 10, 20, 30, 40, till I die, I got to live. I got to grow. Exactly. And guess what? She gonna grow. You know what I mean? He's gonna grow. We're gonna have different thoughts as we develop and go through life together. Right. And if we can evolve together, we can continue to learn. We can continue to make it exciting. We can find a level of happiness, of joy. Right. If we get outside of the bull crap where you got somebody online telling you what a marriage is supposed to be, or what, a great woman, she's supposed to look like this. She's supposed to move and do like this. I'm gonna be honest with you. My mama couldn't cook. Whenever she got married to my dad, my dad taught her to cook. My mama was one of the best cooks that I know. Right. Why? Because my daddy said, "Hey, we gonna do this.
I'm glad
you're gonna have to learn. I ain't finished yet. I'm gonna put a pin in it." Whenever I got my girl, you know what I mean? Yeah. She couldn't cook. Yeah. She ain't great. But what I do, I taught her. Right. I'm like, yo, babe, all right, boom. I tell you, meatloaf. It ain't hard. Let me put you on game. As long as you can cook, man, my baby should make a mean meatloaf, bro. Right. You know what I mean? Like she got her specialty. She can do some sides up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Your boy, I'm the prime meats. Yeah. I got the meats. I bring the meat. but I handle that part of the dinner. Right. And you know what I mean? We make it work. Right. Now, when it comes to like chores and who do what or whatever, we figured it out. Right. We had conversations. Right. You know what I mean? I enjoy going in the yard. You know what I mean? I enjoy cutting trees down and doing my landscaping stuff and burning the wood. I like doing that. Right. I like going outside. Right. And when it comes to you trying to vacuum up and clean up the nooks and crannies and stuff, that ain't my mode. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I can clean up the bulk. But it's like this little stuff in particular. That's why my kids like that.
Yeah.
But they don't like picking up in the corner, man.
Yeah.
But you know, you get fed up, you get it right.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to learn, man. You have to learn. Always be learning, because once you stop learning, you think you got it figured out. That's when crap shake up. You got to be willing to flex and bend and work and learn, and be able to say, "Well, dang, I ain't know you like that. I didn't know I liked it."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, let's try something new.
Yep.
Let's go down this route.
Let's do something different. That's, you know, and what I was gonna say is like nothing real deep. It's just like the fact that you said that made me think, like, as long as you're willing, like, be willing to learn. Like, just because a woman don't know how to cook yet, but she's great in everything else, so you just gonna throw it to the side, like,
bro, you had 99.8%
right, like,
you got it.
But if the woman did that to you, oh, she's a bad girl. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
as long as people are willing to learn, like, and grow, like, man, you got it. It's like I like to say, relationships are a risk, man. Yeah. You just got to figure out who you want to take that risk with. Like, you're not gonna find. I feel like we have our standard, but we're not gonna get everything we want. We're not gonna check off everything on the checklist. You know what I mean?
See, I'm gonna say this though. It's not so much about the standard, because I feel like everybody should have a standard,
right?
But I feel like it's whenever you get down to this list, like where people are bust out like a book or a binder or a journal and fill it up with requirements,
right? And
say, well, if this ain't you, I can't deal with you. I've been praying to the Lord for 50 years for this man.
And you're still
guess
single.
What? You by yourself, shit, because ain't nobody on a checklist.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I meant. Checklist, like a list. Like, you might get a few things off those lists, but you're gonna have to
make a deal.
Exactly. You're gonna have to compromise, because that's life. That's a relationship. If I'm supposed to do everything you want me to do, I have no say so. I have no input in this relationship. But if we can compromise and meet halfway on some things, then hey, we both feel important. We both feel useful. We both feel like we're investing in this relationship. But if it's just one sided, then you might as well be a high value man just doing what you want. You know what I mean? Like, but
and see, and this is the thing too. I feel like what hurt like a lot of women when Kevin Samuels would say. He did. Laugh already. Right?
Yeah, he did say some stuff.
Buy a dog, die alone.
Yeah.
Right. But this is the thing, bro. Primarily, most people, if you ain't got a spouse, you gonna die alone, bro. In a nursing home, on the streets, or in your room by yourself, you're gonna be alone. And when it comes to relationships, man, you want to have somebody that will be willing to hold your hand if you pass on.
Yeah.
To be there, to be present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you sick or you down, you hurt, you got a broke leg, somebody that can take care of you. If you hurt and your significant other can't make you a cup of soup, they can't, they ain't got bedside manner. I pay a nurse, so I do this. I'm out. I call your moms over or something. Like the neglect, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna say it later. I've always been a mama's boy, flat out. I ain't no shame in my game. I love my mama. If my mom hit me up and she says she needs something, I know she need it, and she gonna get it.
Right.
Flat out. Now, that same level of intent I got for my mama, my wife got that. But my wife is different.
Right.
Because that's my woman.
Exactly.
My mama was my daddy's woman.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, the love, now, we can get into conditional love about that later. But, like, the love or admiration that I have, I don't give that freely.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we'll say, I love you, bro. Or I love you, fam. Or I love you. But you ain't going to look somebody dead in their soul and tell them that you love them. Yeah. Like you say you love your woman.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like that level of love it comes from a deeper place.
Right.
Now, that same place where that love come from, that disdain and hate can come from that thing too. Once some feelings get tore all up.
Yeah.
But you gotta be willing to take that chance.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And just because a girl, spilt your milk in the third grade, don't mean all women is trash, or don't mean you ain't got a chance. But if you holding on to some spoiled milk and you that bitter, brother, that's probably the reason you ain't finding a woman.
Right.
One thing I will say that, and you tapped on it earlier, was the ability for a man to develop himself should be his primary focus. If he ain't got nothing, period. If you 18 years old, brother, get in school or chase a trade and go for whatever your goals and dreams are. Because if you ain't got no family, like a wife or kids or none of that, bro, you free.
Yeah.
You can grind, you can put in the hours, you can push, and you can have some crazy value by putting in that effort. But if you're not willing to put in that effort, bro, you just gonna be chilling.
Yeah, cause the women are always gonna be there. You know what I mean? Like, just get your paper, get your money, get yourself situated. And cause we know we was young, we get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's tempting, but shoot, yeah. Get
your paper.
Get your paper, bro.
Cause then it's like, once you got a family, your priorities shift, and it's like, I want to get this paper, but you don't want to neglect and drop the ball in different areas. So it's gonna stunt the level of grind that you can push and still be effective in the household. Because you don't want to go out, bust out, get a bunch of millions or whatever, but now your kids don't know or like you because you were never there.
Right.
And you could say, hey, the cats ain't gonna be around for 18 years anyway, but that's your choice.
Right.
You know what I mean? But even so, you can still make it. It's just gonna take you longer.
Yeah.
You gonna go around the track a few times, and that's fine. But take it as a blessing if you don't have, so you can develop and grow.
Exactly.
The most important thing, in my opinion, bro, is for us as men to value ourselves. Flip side, the most important thing for a woman is to value yourself.
Yup.
Okay? Because if you love yourself, if you develop yourself, yes, you're going to have a certain level of standard. You have a certain, you know what I mean? You're going to have that. But you have that love from the inside first. You're a whole person.
And that just made me think of something. Going back to this whole term of high value. We look at high value as somebody with a lot of money, somebody with a certain height, somebody with a certain figure. But what if high value was more so somebody with a certain set of values, or, a certain outlook on life and how to treat somebody? You know what I mean? Because that's way more important than, now, don't get me wrong, money is good. The more money you have is great. But if you can have that plus someone who's really going to be there for you and do right by you, I mean, that's to die for.
And that's facts. That's 100% true. You know what I mean? And for us, it's people. It ain't male or female. It's people. That's what we should strive for.
Right.
The picture that is painted on social media is big booty, big boobs, everything sitting perfect, long hair down your back or whatever. That's what they show. For men, it's old suits and trips around on yachts and traveling the world, private jets. You got money, this and that. That's what they tell you your value is. But see, when you know whose you are and who you are, your value can't be defined by somebody else.
No.
And that value, that standard that you uphold for yourself. Like, they certain stuff that I'll never do.
Right.
Like, and it has nothing to do with my mom, my dad. This is me.
Yeah.
There's a certain standard that I have and certain things that I will never treat a person a certain way. And that's me.
Right.
That's my value.
Right.
And that comes from internally, that comes from living, that comes from experience. And I don't hold everybody else to that standard.
Right.
Because only thing I can control is me. But
you'll share it, and if somebody want to apply it,
go for it, dog.
You know what I mean?
Because that's one thing about like making money.
Right.
You know, I would never for anything give somebody or sell somebody something that I ain't believe in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if
True.
If I believe that I can help you or that I can coach you or help you go to the next level,
right.
Trust me, dog. I believe I can do it.
Right.
But if I don't think I can help you, dog, and we on a call and we talking about whatever your problem, I might be like, bruh, you might need a therapist. Or you might need somebody else that can help you.
Right.
That ain't my lane of expertise.
Right.
You know, and that's how people should be.
Right.
When you know your value.
Right.
I'm not selling nobody on some hype.
Right.
If I'm selling you on something, it's who I am and what I do.
Or you ain't just trying to give out advice just for the sake of giving it. Like, you know, it's just like you want to, if somebody going through something, you want to say stuff that's substantial. You know what I mean? Like, or something like relevant to whatever's going on, but you don't want to just talk. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know, recommend something. But like, you know, I don't have the words. I wish there was something I could say, I could do. You know what I mean? But
there's been times where I've talked, you know it, and I said, bro, I'm not giving no advice.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you got to handle that on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's
Because in life, there's a time where people are looking for an answer so that they can hold somebody else accountable. It's like, yo, Mike, what you think I should do? You tell me. I do it. It don't work out. I'm like, Mike, you told me yada yada yada. It's like, bro, I said that's what I would do.
Right. I ain't
telling
telling you to do. Yeah.
I ain't telling you to do it. No.
Right.
If I tell somebody to do something, I'm saying, yo, if this was me and I was in this scenario with the information you gave, this is the decision I would make. You don't have to make this decision.
No.
Pray on it, meditate, whatever. Consult the stars. But the ultimate decision got to be yours because you got to make a decision and live with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to be able to say, this is what I'm standing on. This is what I'm going to do. If it work out, great. I was right. If it works, if it doesn't work out and goes all to hell, guess what? I made a decision. Right. I got to own it.
Right.
That to me is what it is to be a man.
Yeah.
That to me is what it is to be a leader.
Owning that.
You know, you got to get on the front lines. You got to make a decision.
Type stuff.
Like if we're on a journey where fighting this war and I'm the general, bro.
Yeah.
It's my responsibility for their lives. Like this, it's not a game.
Nah.
This is real. We can't hit restart.
Nah.
You know, the only restart you get is every morning when you wake up. If you wake up, hey, game on. Let's go. Push.
True stuff.
But if you're not utilizing your day, you're not pushing to reach your goals, reach your dreams, or figure out what the heck your passion is, or who you are, and grow closer to God, or whatever your value is, you're wasting time. Stop wasting time. Get in the game. You know what I mean?
Esports. I was just thinking that I'll play Madden.
And that sounds like, that sounds like a damn
I was gonna say this too. Back to the what we were saying about men like stacking your paper and stuff. That's important, but don't do it to like lord it over women or so you can be one of these high value men that treat women like crap or something. Like, do it because you want to be in a better place and make yourself a better man. And that way, when you do have an opportunity to meet a lady, or if you meet a lady along the way, you're already set. You know what I mean? You setting yourself up for something. You know. So.
There's two coins, two sides of the coin, right?
Right.
You can marry young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you meet somebody in college or after high school or whatever, and y'all got goals that are aligned and y'all want to go to the same destination. Y'all ain't there yet. We start together and we go there, right? Or you can be, hey, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to push. I'm going to reach my goal. And then I'm going to look for a spouse.
Right.
And now the dilemma is The dilemma is now if you started together and you build and you grow up and you split up, I do think you're supposed to give half of it.
Yeah, because y'all.
That's my belief.
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer. I'm not telling you what to do. Yeah. But I feel like if you both broke, y'all came up together, y'all built the empire or whatever.
I can agree with that.
I believe she get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? God forbid, hey, you can grow up, get married or whatever, reach your goals and dreams, and live happily ever after. You don't have to do the divorce deal.
Right.
That's even better. That's great.
It's perfect.
But if, God forbid something happen and there is a split, I think you're supposed to get half.
That makes sense.
Because it was built. Now, if I'm a high value man now, and I built this said company and made these funds, and then I meet you after I'm already here.
Prenup.
Absolutely.
Did somebody say prenup? Yes, they did.
I said this on a podcast before. I said 2 broke people ain't got no reason to talk about no prenup.
Nah.
But if somebody got bread or both of y'all got bread, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's not to say we looking for a divorce, but it's just in case because you never know.
It's insurance, bro.
Facts,
dude. There is a and I might have to split this into 2 podcasts. But I prep, right? I'm into prepping. I believe that everybody need to be self-sufficient. I feel like everybody need to have ammo, guns. To physically protect yourself, you gotta have some combat training. You should be able to throw them hands, wrestle, grapple, whatever. Get somebody up off of you. You should know how to handle yourself in a real world altercation.
Yeah.
Active shooter,
right?
Tornado, hurricane. You should know what to do.
Right.
Preparedness, readiness, right? A lot of people hear that and they be like, "Oh, this." It's crazy.
Scary.
Or this cat, he thinking about the end of the world or whatever. But no, that might have been how it started, right? It might have been, but it's no different than life insurance.
True.
It's no different.
Yeah.
Because everybody gonna die one day, right?
Everybody
gonna die one day. So to have life insurance to where if one day I pass, my family can take care of the bills. Pay off the houses or whatever else, and then be able to sustain themselves once I'm gone. That's insurance.
Facts.
Same thing about preparedness and readiness. You want to have that level of insurance to where just in case something happen, we cover.
Right.
That's the same thing as a prenup.
Yep.
If I got it, bruh, prenup. NBA star, football player, basketball, baseball, celebrity, actor, whatever. Shoot, if I was a super Instagram thought, I had me some prenups. I'm like, bro, hold up, bro. I got me this mean OnlyFans. I'm jumping over here. Like, I got a lot of bread before we lock it down.
Right.
This staying over here.
Yep.
But like I said, yo, if you broke, bro, don't even play that game, man.
I was gonna say on top of that, like the dilemma you was just talking about, I think another dilemma with the whole like starting from the bottom and working way up together versus having it already and then meeting somebody. It's like there's pros and cons to both, because if you already have it, it's like the pro of that is, you already have it. You ain't doing the grind. Yeah, you good, and you ain't got to depend on nobody else. The con of that is when you meet somebody, you don't know if they just coming to you for that. You know what I mean? So that's the con. With the pro of having,
I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Another con of that is if you're the female, because if you're the female in the scenario, it's like, and you already got it.
Yeah.
Do you need a man? Do you need support? Do you need? And if you're looking for companionship, then it's like, what does the other person? Are they equally yoked?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if that person's not on that same level,
right,
and the woman's the breadwinner,
right,
a lot of times that's gonna cause a level of division, or like, yo, I don't really respect you as the man or as the alpha because I'm the alpha.
Right.
It's like, dang.
Right.
You know
right.
I mean?
Cause women, I do believe that, generally speaking, women want somebody either equal or above.
Absolutely.
Men don't mind dating down or whatever. So, but yeah, and as far as the con of working your way up, I think the pro of that is, y'all together, y'all building something together. The con of that is, if it's not happening fast enough, one of you may get weary. You know what I mean? One of you may be like, okay, this ain't happening, or there may be some bumps on the road in other areas that it just may not work out. So there's pros and cons to both, but you should always have goals and want to, better yourself. Grow. You know what I mean? Wanting to grow, and find somebody to grow with. I mean, that's just life. That's basics of life. We was put here to be together, men and women. So
fruitful multiply. and when I say fruitful, it's not even necessarily like spawning a bunch of kids.
Yeah,
it's like living a prosperous life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like living a life where there is growth.
Right.
Because like if you see a tree and it's growing and it's got fruit on it, that tree's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like to have a life that's healthy, that's showing fruit in various areas and places.
Right.
You see development in career. You see development in physical activity and health. You see development in relationship. You see a development in vocabulary or whatever. Like to see growth, bro, is the antithesis of life.
Yeah.
Like I find joy whenever my kids come up to me, my son 13, my daughter 7. And they're articulating themselves on a higher level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that brings a level of joy and pride because
Right.
I'm like, my baby's smart.
Right.
Like I ain't raised no slow leaks. You know
right.
what I mean?
Right.
Like, and they're developing at a level and a pace due to the times that we live in. Like things just move faster, man.
They do.
They move faster, and it's scary in a sense whenever you think about like the physical world or like sex and all that kind of stuff as fast as things move.
Right.
But in a intellectual way, the knowledge is there.
Right.
There are so many kids in this world now that have have ways to earn millions of dollars, bro.
Yeah.
Through social media, through video games, through Bitcoin and crypto and I mean, like literal things that didn't exist when we were coming up. And it's a privilege to live in this time.
It is.
Even if you are above dirt and over the age of 20, 40, 30, 50, if you here, you can make something happen. You can find a higher level of success. You can grow. You can thrive. You can dream. And you can have. Shoot, man, I got a free ebook I'm putting out too, dog.
Promote.
Putting it out there. Might have to edit this, put it in the beginning.
Right.
5 success killers, things that are killing your success that you don't even realize. You know what I mean? And you put your email address in, you get the link or whatever, 5 success killers, and realize exactly there's things around us that are killing our level of success or our ability to thrive. And a lot of it's got to do with us.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
You know what I mean? Also got another joint, how you can improve your thinking in 5 minutes by looking at the man in the mirror. This is a practical, literal tool that you can use, listen to, get in the mirror, and develop your own playbook.
Yeah.
It's literally crazy. But that's free. All of that will be in the show notes. 5 success killers, change your thinking in 5 minutes. Make sure you grab it, you copy, and get back with me. Give me feedback. Let me know what you think and how is it changing your life, or is it helping, or is it just let me know. But that's what I'm working on right now. I got some other stuff down the pipeline, but I ain't gonna speak on that.
Yeah.
But brother, before we go, is there anything on said topics that we covered that you want to get off your chest, or even if it's not on the topic, if there's something on your heart that you want to share with the world, this is your time.
Just make sure you're working on yourself and trying to evolve and grow. That way you ain't got to rely on a lot of people. Also, it's good to listen to people who have perspectives on like the Manosphere situation and all that type of stuff. It's good as a man to partake in that and listen to it, but also think for yourself. Don't just become so extreme that you feel some type of way towards women, or you feel like women are to blame for everything because Andrew Tate or whoever said anything, even Kevin Samuels, it doesn't matter. Like, they're still humans and they're not right about everything. So, be open-minded, understand that people are going to fail. We all make mistakes. That's life. Even when you get to find that perfect one, y'all going to have ups and downs. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind and just realize love is a risk. You just got to find out who you want to take that risk with. And, keep pushing, keep working on it.
I like that. Love is a risk.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, only thing I got to say is keep learning.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know everything. We don't know what we don't know until we find out new information. So keep reading, keep growing, keep thriving, keep seeking.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says if you seek, the door, if you knock, the door will be open. If you seek, you shall find. You know what I mean? Tap in, look, grow. Check out more of the podcasts. There is information out there that can help you become a better version of yourself. And that's the thing. You want to be the best version of you. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be the next whoever. You don't want to be the next Tate, the next Kevin Samuels, the next Calvin Lightmy Way. Don't be that. Be the best you. Mm-hmm. Find your lane, find your area of expertise, and thrive and grow. Mm-hmm. Because there's so much out here. There is an abundance of opportunity, of love, of strength, of power, and of cash. But you got to be willing to do the work. So get out there and grind.
Type stuff.
So till next time, this was Cut the Noise, Growing Through Conversation. Let's cut the noise, have some more conversation. Till next time, lights out. Chill.
Yep.